حتب عنخ وجا سنب. Today is the 21st of September 2023. The title of this voice note is The Rise of Kush. Most of you know about the term or the land or the kingdom or the people of Kush. So let us analyze it for us to understand what really Kush represent to black people. Is it the people? The Kushite people? Is it the Kushite kingdom? Is it the Nile Valley civilization? We need to tap into the depth of classical African civilization to figure out what really happened. Today we're going to expose what is known as the Nubians. And the reason is, it was the Nubian who allied with the Roman and the Greek church to overthrow Kush, or to overthrow the whole Nile Valley civilization, to overthrow Kemet as a whole. So the Kushite were the guardians, the influencers, and the one who are promoting Kemet, while the Nubians are the traitors and the one who actually collaborated, because on their own they cannot do it. They're not strong enough like the Kushite, and in numbers they are very small in number to overthrow the Kushite by themselves. This is the crucial point, because we want to get Kush back. So we have to be very, very transparent on this situation. We have to tell it like it is. So the 25th dynasty everybody is talking about. After the fall of the 25th dynasty, it came about what is known as the Nubian kingdoms. So there was 3 Kushite kingdoms in Sudan. They're called Marawi, which is a Greek word. We still cannot confirm this word as an ancient word. Some say it belongs to a Persian king who invaded Kush in some point in time. He named it Marawi after his sister. Some others say Meroe is a Greek word. Whatever it is, there is 3 Kushite kingdom: Meroe, Kerma, and Meroe, Kerma, and Kush. So what happened? The Kush been defeated. It was the last army of Tanut Amun, the last Nesut Beti, the king of the 2 lands, the last ruler of the 2 lands. He lost the war against the Roman and the Greeks. So he went back in Sudan, and the lineage or the monarchy of the Kushite continues. 75 Kushite king and queen Kandaka were ruling in Sudan. Then the Roman, to make sure that the Kushite won't rebel again, to reclaim their heritage, to reclaim Kemet, because the fall of the 25th dynasty is the fall of Kemet as a whole. So to make sure that the Kushite cannot come again and fight them again, they use those small group who call the Nubians. And this is where the confusion starts. Because the Nubians are Africans, just like the Kushite. They even look like the Kushite. It's not like you can distinguish them. They all look the same. But the Nubian used this heritage to enrich themselves and to empower themselves. And Sudan has been ruled by Christian Roman era for 1,000 years before the Arab came or before Islam came. So everybody speaks about Islam or speaks about the Arabs, the Bedouin, and the invasion of Kemet. But when the Arab came, Kemet was already destroyed. Kush was already destroyed. It's not there anymore. So they made a pact with the Nubians, who are ruling Sudan at that time, with the help of the Romans. They made a treaty, they call it the Bakht Treaty. And it's a slavery, the first slave trade in Africa. So this is history. Now, people don't want to talk bad about Nubians. And some brothers talking to me like, how could you say that about the Nubians? Well, it's an update. It's an update. Just like you thought that I don't know, there was alien people who built the pyramids and stuff, and then you start learning that there's people here called Kama, and there's language called Midunecha and Rankama. So it's an update. It is an update. And the crucial part, if we actually want to revive Kemet, we have to speak about this. Because the invasion or the destruction of Kemet, it was made by the Greek. Everybody knows that. And the Romans. Everybody knows that. And the Arabs. Everybody knows that. And Assyrians, the Assyrians and the Babylonians, everybody knows that they all invaded Kemet, they all colonized Kemet. But nobody knows about the Nubians. You see? The Nubians also, just like the Greeks, just like the Romans, just like the Assyrians and the Babylonians, they work in a collaboration with the Romans in the destruction of Kemet. Who were the Hyksos? You think that the Hyksos are Middle Eastern looking? You think that, no, the Hyksos were black people, just like you and me. The Babylonians even, some say that they are black people. We all know that the ancient Arabs were black people as well. But the point is, you cannot reclaim a legacy if you cannot face the fact. And the fact is, what you know all your life about Nubia, the great Nubia, and the great play about the gods love Nubia, and all the legends on all what the Nubia and what the name really represent is just, it's just a legacy that they took from Kush. That's the truth, point blank. You know why the Greek are so influencing this world right now? With all their terminologies and all their influences and philosophy, Plato and all that. You know for a fact that they brought this knowledge from Kemet, so you know that. But what you don't know is the Nubian legacy, whatever that Nubian name, that ring name, and the Nubians you meet in Aswan and you meet in North Sudan. And you think those are the great old ones, the ancestors? Those are the people who work with the Romans to destroy Kemet. Because when we speak about Kush, we actually speaking about Kemet, because Kush and Kemet are one in the same. They are the one who actually brought Kemet to life, brought this civilization to life. I want to finish with the last statement here, is that we are not racially promoting any kind of ethnic fighting between whoever. So the Nubians are our brothers, and just like any tribe in Sudan, they are all our brothers. But we have to say the truth as it is. The Nubian language, it's just a language. It's just a language. It has nothing great that link it to Kemet or anything like that. The Nubian people are just people. They have their own language, they have their own tradition, just like thousands of African tribes. But what they did is they made their own culture, language, tradition on top of Kemet, and you meet them when you go to Egypt. If you have a chance, you will meet, of course, the Nubians. They work in tourism and all that. So Lastly, before I finish this, let me say that it doesn't matter what race you came from. What matter is Kemet, as Ma'at, as Osiris, or Asir, and Asit, and the Necheru, and the principles. And the God within, the divine within. That is the important thing. Thank you very much. Amru, Ahmed.